Hey guys, welcome back to Ironing Out the Kinks podcast. You are with Luke.
And Chelsea.
Episode 40, listening to us, a happily married couple, talking kinky, naughty, sexy, just the fun shit. If this is your first time listening, welcome, for starters.
Yeah, welcome, and you have a lot of catching up to do.
That's what I mean. That's what I was going to say. Dash yourself back to episode 1 because you need to learn about us to understand our dynamic, or work your way backwards.
Yeah, and if you are caught up and you are listening week by week, this is the perfect time to tell you about Patreon.
Yeah, we won't beat the drum too hard, but for £3 a month, all we're going to say is it's just £3 a month. You get an extra episode every week. And I know you guys listen to us and you're like, that's fucking great. Somebody even said once that they pleasure themselves listening to us, which cool.
We actually had somebody say that on their confessions on Sunday.
That's what I'm referring to.
Oh, well then I love that.
Yeah, I'm cool with it.
I'm cool with it.
Just if you're that person and you're not on our Patreon, get on Patreon. But everybody else, listen, £3 a month. It is not a lot of money and it gives you an extra episode every month. Plus, as we move forwards, it will give us more scope to do more stuff in the future as we hopefully make this like a full-time thing.
Yeah. You happy with that now?
Yeah, I don't want to bore everyone with Patreon. Just fucking sign up. Help us out. Yeah, that's it.
Cool. So we're going to go into... Actually, you've got something to discuss this week, haven't you?
You try and jump me.
Yeah.
So I was speaking to somebody on Instagram through our Instagram who posted that confessions thing, actually. After the confessions thing, said the message was, I've got an 8-inch cock, but I love it when my partner does SPH. So you knew exactly what it was, and I had absolutely no idea. Yeah.
Did you Google it?
No, I didn't. I asked him.
Oh, okay.
I was like, you're going to have to tell me what this is. And it's small penis humiliation, which then when he told me, I was like, ooh, interesting. Tell me more. So we ended up discussing it for a little bit. Really cool guy. And yeah, just explaining to me that it's obviously it's a kink which people have where they like to be humiliated about the size of their cock. Even if he's packing 8 inches, he still likes the idea of it being degraded. So I was like questioning him a little bit about it, and I was like, is that, obviously I would imagine that buys into the dom sub type relationship. And he was like, yep, absolutely. Initially his partner didn't know that he was into it, and I think from what he said, she kind of caught him looking at some stuff and then was like, right, are you into this? And he was like, yes. And she was like, I'm down.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So then he said it completely flipped. Whereas he was the most dominant one, he just immediately became the submissive one. I think his partner isn't overly experienced, but she will tell him in the moment, oh, I've been with so many other men and they're all bigger than you and I crave them and they filled me up better than you ever did. And I said to him, does this also buy into like a cuckold fantasy? Do you want to see your partner with somebody quote unquote bigger than you or better than you? And he was like, yes, I think so. That's quite a fantasy at the minute. I kind of said fantasy and reality can be two very different things. You know, you could think that's going to be hot, and then when somebody slides into your partner and her eyes roll back in a way you've never seen, you think, oh, I don't like this make-believe anymore. Yeah. This is real. And that's what we kind of spoke about, the idea that it's just adult make-believe, and it's so good because we get to instigate that kind of fun into our sexual dynamics, which is such an explorative area, which is where we're at. But I
love that. I've never thought of it in that way before, but it's our imagination still, isn't it? Yeah.
Completely. When she's saying, oh, I've been with so many men, she hasn't. You kind of said she hasn't. But in that moment, she's like, oh, it was like go time prior to you. And they were all bigger than you. They all like hit me in places you can't reach. Like, and I can see that degradation and see how hot that is for both of them. For her to be able to, one, he gets pleasure from it. So she's doing it. It's the same as us, you know, it's the same kind of thing with degradation. But when you're saying it and you see the effect your words have on your partner, it's like, fuck, this is good.
Yeah.
And then also for him being like, brought down to that belittling. For men, I think it's much less common to enjoy degradation. I think it's probably, I'd imagine, as with everything, it's kind of 50-50 women and men, but men are much less likely to want to explore it, maybe.
Right, okay.
I think. I've done no research.
So,
I'm purely going off the top of my head.
Yeah, nor have I. But what I will say is every week we do some stories on the Instagram asking people to vote in a poll, and then we discuss them on the Patreon. So I won't go into too much detail because it's going to be coming this week's Patreon episode. But there was a question along the lines of ultimate fantasy, and one of them was one of the answers was a kind of submissive role, being praised and treated like a princess. And I thought that would be very female heavy. Yeah, there's a lot of men in there that chose that as well. So it's quite eye-opening to me, because I thought, well, it would be men want to be more dominant.
Is that naturally not men being worshipped though? Does that not buy into? Let's discuss it on the Patreon. Yeah, you want to hear more about this? Get on the
what I was
Patreon.
Going there is that you were talking about the divide of dom men, but it opened my eyes up a little bit more on how many men do have that kind of desire to fall in a sub role if they could in a fantasy.
I think it's way more common than you would say. I think my rule is 1 in 50.
Yeah.
I think 50 times I want to be the dominant, and then every now and again I just get this little urge where I'm like, yeah, you know what?
Choke me.
Tie me up.
Yeah.
Just fuck me. Peg me. Just take it all away from me.
Yeah.
Just for half an hour, just for an hour, take it all away from me. And that's hot. But specifically with the small penis humiliation, you see a lot of this with, I've seen interviews with OnlyFans girls where they say like the emoji that they use most is the little finger emoji, you know? Yeah. They use that so much because men want to be, there's so many men who want to be degraded, not all men obviously, but there's so many men who want to have that humiliation and that like you are nothing. And then I think it like, there's a whole sort of spider web that we unlock here, but it's almost like that I have to earn you. The fact that you're looking at me makes me almost special, even though you're telling me I'm nothing.
I have to earn you, even though I know you're going to continuously be out of reach. Yeah. It's like that.
Oh, it's the unattainable.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's how I see it in my head. If you're somebody who enjoys this, please, and you think you've got a different perspective, please let me know. Just hit us up in the DMs on our Instagram, because
we love chatting it through with people.
Completely. And it's just so interesting, because we've talked about very when we did top 100 kinks to begin with, when we were like young spunkers, you know what I mean? We were like fucking keen, and we were like, yeah, dom sub, this is what this means, and this is what we enjoy. And then actually, now I've thought about it, what we're going to do with top 100 kinks is kind of bring it back intermittently, like maybe every 2 weeks, and we're going to talk about the finite points within those big things that we spoke about. We're going to talk about foot worship next week.
Well, just take this for example, what you're talking about, that's degradation, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I love degradation, but I personally couldn't find anything worse than you telling me how amazing all the other women you slept with. In that regard, I like a different version of degradation.
Exactly.
And this is the thing, someone can fall under the fetish of feet, but there's so many things off of feet that people like. We are going to talk about that, and that's what we're kind of going to dive into each week now, the more like finer intricacies and all the legs that come off of a specific kink.
Exactly. And this one, and it's just touching on your degradation sort of kink, you wouldn't like hearing about me with other women. You like seeing it.
Weird, right?
It's not weird, it's just, I guess, the visual thing. And for you kind of told me that, and please tell me if I'm speaking out of turn, but for you it's like you're almost, you know how that feels when I'm fucking somebody and you're like, oh, I wish that was me. Like, I wish that was me.
And again, this is the thing, is there's not just that one element to it. That is part of the element, and then there's the other part of the element for me of sounds really stupid, but it's just how my brain works, is allowing something. In my head, the inevitable is, well, he's going to go sleep with someone, so I might as well allow him to, even though I know that's never going to happen. So there's almost like that, like I have control over the situation because I'm allowing it to happen. And then there's the part of like, it's fucking hot, especially the person that you like fancy more than anyone in the world. You're watching a live version of it.
Yeah.
I love looking at vagina as well. I love looking at penis go in vagina. So it's so many different things. Yeah. And then there's just like the I'm worthless part of it, because
you're sat in the corner.
I'm sat in the corner and not allowed to enjoy it, and I've just got and this isn't for anyone listening, Luke doesn't set this up and tell me this is going to happen. I want this to happen. But in like the almost role play aspect of it, it's, well, he's telling me I'm not allowed to be involved in this, and it's almost like that.
You're in complete control. You find the people completely. First. You find the unicorns. You're in complete control of it. So that's where the make believe comes in. Mm-hmm. That's where the pretend comes in. You know.
But that's how many. That's one kink essentially. Mm-hmm. But there's so many reasons for it, and there's so many legs off it for me.
Yeah.
And that's with every kink.
But we're going to talk about small penis humiliation.
Sorry,
we've gone. It's okay because we will talk about.
We haven't actually spoke about our dynamic for a couple of episodes, so just throw it back in, just in case you forgot.
But we'll get excuse the pun, we'll get balls deep into cut queening because there is those legs off it. There's the different things, but the small penis humiliation, I just found it so interesting,
especially because it sounds like he's doing well down there.
Exactly, 8 inches is no joke.
Mm-hmm. I know a person with a penis humiliation kink, but he is extremely small. So it's like his way of controlling the situation. Yeah,
completely. The main part of it is the fact that the man can't control that. You know, there's such a like societal thing around the size of your dick. Mm-hmm. There's such a, oh, has he got a big dick? Oh, do you have a big dick? So the thought of having to be that person who's almost hiding your shame, and then when you're sharing that intimate moment with someone and they can be like, you're fucking tiny, you know. Mm-hmm. You're like, oh, that shame, that that twist within me.
Well, like what we spoke about many episodes now about how in the brain, the turn on button and the shame, and fear button in your brain are so close to each other. So when one fires up, the other is semi-firing up, and more so for other people. So he's got that so closely like tied in his brain that the shame is sexy for him.
That's exactly.
Same with me.
Yeah. And it's, oh God, I just love it. I love it when people, not only, because we hear people kind of talk to us about secret kinks, as it were. Not everyone's just hitting us up with their secret kinks, but we can see it in the questions that we ask, and you see these people kind of talk about it and then they won't respond to anything else. Not that we message them, but it's not something that they're overtly talking to about us. And I think how cool it is to find somebody who's got that dynamic set up. You know, his partner's down, she loves it, he loves it. And that's what we just need more of in the world. We just need people able to express exactly what they like, and an accepting, opening sort of communication style with one another. If you aren't into something that somebody else is, that's cool. But you never know. And people will not want to talk about it.
We don't kink shame.
Never.
Unless it's, like I said last week, illegal.
It wasn't illegal though.
It wasn't illegal.
Hey, you have to get on the Patreon for the cousin fucking.
Look at us constantly plugging.
Honestly, guys, get on the Patreon.
But yeah, I think breaking stigmas and taboos are always going to be around in the world, and they're always going to completely evolve and ever changing. But let's not shame when people are bringing out these taboos and stigmas. Yeah,
especially if it's a lot for somebody, if it's somebody you love or you're in a relationship with, and they trust you enough to bring something out to you. Just be happy that they've shared with you. Mm-hmm. You know, you don't have to just jump straight on and be like, yeah, I'm going to fucking do that. You can just be like, okay, that's really cool. Maybe you just watch that kind of porn. Yeah. And I'm not going to be a part of that. That's okay. But you'll never know. And I just think when I was talking to him, I was like, this is so fucking cool. Mm-hmm. I love it. I love learning about it. I love hearing his thing with like potentially being cucked. And then I was thinking about, I wonder if there's like a lot of cucks have the thing for SPH, or whether it's a different thing, whether it's the same as you, like the shame of being in the corner, or whether it's the, she just wants somebody else more than me, and that kind of satisfies that fear of loss or rejection. I love it.
You're getting so excited.
I know, I'm sweating. we haven't even got into the shit where we have to really talk. But yeah, small penis humiliation. That's top 100 kink this week.
Love that. Thank you very much, Luke.
Thank you for the guy who DM'd me and was very open. I really respect it. Thank you.
For sure. Right, moving on to Naughty Corner.
Naughty Corner. Let's give some advice.
Do you know what's really interesting?
Oh my God, is it about small penis humiliation?
Yeah. Should I start with that one maybe?
Jump into that one.
We'll jump into this one. Okay. Me and my girlfriend have been together since high school, so about 4 years. Lately though, she's gotten really into this new kink or fetish. I don't know exactly what to call it, but it's messing with my head. She's developed a serious obsession with penis size. Like she's suddenly really into oversized dildos and it's become part of our sex life, to the point where she'll compare me to them during sex and tease me for being smaller. At first I thought it was just playful dirty talk. We've always been open-minded in bed, and I thought that this was just another fantasy, but it's escalated. Now she'll literally hold up these massive toys which are way bigger than me and say things like, "This is what I really want, you're cute, but this hits different." She's not saying it in a cruel way, but she's leaning into it a lot, and I'm starting to feel really insecure. I've never felt like I wasn't enough for her before, but now I'm second guessing myself every time we have sex. I actually tried to bring it up to her outside the bedroom. I told her I wasn't comfortable with the teasing, and she laughed it off. She said it was just a kink and that I shouldn't really take it personally, that it's hot for her and it doesn't mean I'm not satisfying her. But here's the thing, when somebody's holding a giant toy up saying that it's better, how do you not take that personally? I don't know if I'm being too sensitive. I don't want to ruin our relationship over a kink, but it's eating away at me. I'm starting to wonder if I'm actually enough for her. And for full context, I was the one who brought her those massive toys in the first place because she said she really wanted to try them. Now I kind of regret it.
Okay, rewinding back everything we just said.
Yeah.
Okay. No, she's being unbelievably unfair.
Yeah.
And the fact that he's even spoke to her and she's just brushing it off, there's like an aspect of quite severe selfishness there.
Mm-hmm.
Like, no, I'm enjoying this.
Yeah.
It's like, well, a kink shared in a relationship is not hot if both of you aren't enjoying it.
100%.
And if you find it hot, even when your partner isn't, you're a bit of a dickhead.
Like, all I'm thinking here is, so this is obviously a guy and his girlfriend. It's his girlfriend doing it to him. Let's like flip the roles here.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it could be about anything. It could be even a fleshlight, or it could be anything. And he's essentially insulting her while he's having had sex with her. She's not enjoying the insults, and when she brings it up to him, he goes, "Shut up. That's what I like."
Yeah, God, why are you being so sensitive about that?
That would be like, and I always say let's flip the gender roles because it hits more when it's a woman for whatever reason. But it's the same thing. It's like it's offending him and it's hurting him, and she's just saying, "Well, it's all about my pleasure." It's selfish.
It's very selfish, and it's God, yeah.
I mean, and I don't want to badmouth your girlfriend.
No, I am. Fuck her. But it is a case of, he's right. How do you not take that personally? Mm-hmm. I'm happy with what I've got. But if you're going to turn around and be like, "Look at my dildo," if you're going to turn around and be like,
"Go on, wave it about.
Look at this big dildo," all right, from Pulse and Cocktails.
Yeah.
It's so much better than you. How can I? You know what I mean? Like, you're going to sit there and be like, "That's
or this one."
Look at the girth on that one. This is awful. This is awful.
Oh yeah, sorry. I forget people are listening.
Yeah. This will be on YouTube, so head over and have a look. But you're going to take that personally. And that's beyond banter, beyond playfulness, beyond sexiness, really, unless they're into the degradation. But he's not.
Yeah.
So then it's just cruel. Mm-hmm. It's just unfair. And I get what she sounds like a bit of a size queen now. She seems like she's got into the bigger stuff. That's good for her. But you can't then pull your partner into it. And especially when
they said they're
insulting them, you know, when it's, if I was really, really, really into anal and you were like, "That's not my thing." And then I got like anal toys, like fleshlight anal stuff. And I was like, "Look how much better this is than you. It feels so much better than being inside you. Because it's what you're not going to give me, what you can't give me." It's fucking out of order.
Yeah.
It's pissed me off. I'm getting angry.
It's sweating.
So my advice, and please, again, my love, jump in if you want to, but my advice would be a very, very serious talk, because without that sexual enjoyment, your relationship is gonna suffer.
Yeah.
And especially if you're young and you're not married, you know, you haven't got the life commitments, not that that's a reason to have a poor sex life, but it will just hit a point where you'll just go, "You know what? This is now it's affecting my feelings towards you in every other way. So I'm fucking out. Yeah. I'm done." And she needs to be aware of that.
I don't think there's any other way around it, to be honest. because he's tried to speak to her. And, you know, he said, at first I thought it was just playful, dirty talk. We've always been open-minded in bed, and I thought it was just another fantasy. So he's played along with it at first because he's open-minded and he's like, let's play into her fantasy. But now it's happening every single time. This just goes to show how much of like a easygoing guy he is really when it comes to sex.
Chill.
And she should be fucking lucky with that and maybe highlight that. And I'm putting words into your mouth here, but whether it's something that you're happy to fulfill her fantasy every now and then and you explain that to her, or whether you never want it again.
Yeah.
But you seem pretty laid back, but yeah, just, it needs to be brutal honesty, I think, at this point.
I think if there was the communication and if there was the understanding from her to you, there's definitely a place for it. You could be like, oh, you can sit on that big massive dildo whilst I fuck your mouth. You know, you can build that in. But when she's actually saying, no, this is better than you. This makes me feel something you can never give me. Look how much bigger it is. It's so unwanted degradation.
Yeah.
You know, our guy who we just spoke about, he loves that, and that's great. And you know, we love that. He loves that. But somebody who doesn't, it's not cool.
No.
You know, it's the same with anything. Like I've said, and I'll keep saying it, a kink between two people only enjoyed by one is not fun. That's not good. That's unfair.
It's non-consensual at that point.
Well, yeah, but yeah.
The penetration might not be, but the act, like what's going on, that's fucking non-consensual.
Yeah.
He hasn't discussed anything further about his sex life here, but she sounds like she wants to be the dom. She wants to be the one in charge here. And whether that again, they've been together 4 years, so maybe they have had this conversation, but if you haven't, have that conversation. If it's the dynamic she's enjoying, or whether it is the whole size queen part of it she's enjoying.
Yeah, that's a really good point, actually. Because maybe it is just the dynamic. Maybe she enjoys that. She enjoys being the dom.
And liberation of the fact that she's now calling the shots.
And then you can, if you're open to that, you can find a way that works for you both. If you're not open to that, then you know that there's like an element of incompatibility and we need to work on that, or we need to just get on and find someone who won't do that.
Don't go toxic.
I don't want to get toxic. I haven't had a drink.
That's this week's Patreon.
Oh yeah, we're drinking.
It's our drinking one.
Oh, we're drinking. Can't wait.
Yeah, again, Patreon plug. If you want to hear us be toxic.
Yeah, this is this weekend.
This week's Patreon.
Yeah, that's my advice. There is a very long and short of it, really. We've gone a long way around saying she needs a serious conversation and she either changes or you go, in my opinion. And that might be a lot, might sound like a lot, but what else is it going to be? It's only going to erode you over time, and it's going to erode your self-image, which is absolutely unacceptable. I like to think I see the best in everyone, and the fact they've been together 4 years, I'm hoping that she'll go, oh shit, I'm so sorry, I didn't realise it was really that You'd hope so. Bad. So fingers crossed for you, mate. Fingers crossed, yeah. Next one? Next one. And why are you giggling already? You shouldn't be giggling. Because I'm assuming... This is serious time. This is when we do the advice and the nice stuff. Oops, wrong holes later. All right, I'll read it exactly how it's written. Okay. Male, 37. My wife is 2 years younger. This reminds me of someone in your family, the way they write. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, carry on. I've always had a strong fantasy of watching her with another man. Something about it really excites me. She enjoys watching threesomes on TV, but she's not keen on the idea of involving another man in real life. I completely respect her boundaries, but I'd love advice on how to explore this idea gently or open up a conversation about it without putting pressure on her. Have either of you had experience introducing this kind of fantasy into a relationship? Listen, if she's not keen, there's not an awful lot you can do. Disagree. Well, but they've obviously discussed it. She enjoys watching it, and he's obviously said, oh, would you like to do that? And she's like, no. As I said, the difference between fantasy and reality is very vast. Yeah, yeah, definitely. So she might be like, oh God, that looks hot. In my head, being that woman is hot. And then being like, actually, get naked, a stranger that you have no emotional connection to is going to come around and insert themselves inside you. And that might be how she sees it. She might see sex as when there's no emotion involved, it's not making love, it's this penetration from a man, and that can be super unsexy for somebody who doesn't want that. They might need an emotional connection. So yeah, I don't think it's it depends whether you talk about it. You disagree. Go on, my love. You talk about it. But what you're saying completely, that was just my knee jerk. Fuck you. Disagree. If she's a hard no, she's a hard no. You're never going to change that, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that.
But as I've said previously on similar topics to this, I don't believe a hard no is always a hard no.
Wow.
And we spoke about this before, given our situation. There was no's at the beginning of us that we've discussed and explored and dirty talked, and they're now yeses for us.
Yeah, I think that comes with the evolution of us sexually. I think we're quite
I do think that, sorry,
people.
To butt in, to continue on my point.
You always butt in, it's fine.
I do believe that, but I also believe that had we have not been fantasizing about it and talking about it and dirty talking and almost role playing the fantasy while we've been intimate, I don't think they ever would have turned into yeses. Yeah,
now you're saying that, actually, I'm thinking about it. And the first person we had a threesome with,
she
knew her
was
before
a hard,
you. She was a hard, never
having a female experience.
And then after that, she was like, do you think Chelsea would be up for having sex with me again?
Yeah.
You know, so, yeah, I think the sorry, go on.
I'm using us as an example and what I'm talking about here. Let's just say the kink is anal. It's not, but let's just say the kink is anal. I was a hard no at the beginning for anal.
You said I had to marry you for anal.
Yeah.
So I married you.
Well, we've actually got both. We've both got a thing, really. But yeah, we would be getting intimate, whether we were not having sex that night and we were just pleasuring ourselves together and kissing and talking, dirty talk, and saying the whole like, well, what would you do if you were gangbanged? And like, we do this kind of talk and dirty talk. We basically set each other up for fantasy stuff. Yeah, we narrate porn basically.
Yeah.
And at the end of it, we would have said stuff in there that we actually never want to do or see each other do, but it's hot when we're talking about it. And the more we've kind of done that, we've gone, do you know what? Actually, I think I would like to see you do that.
Yeah.
Even though had you asked us like 3-4 years ago, would you do this? Both of us for certain things would be like, no, not interested. Definitely don't want to explore that. So like I said, if it's a hard no, it's a hard no, and that's absolutely fine. My advice would be, if you wanted to like see if you can tease a yes out of it, is to do what we kind of do. And the thing is, she's really into watching it. So it's not like he's trying to convince her to just even open her mind up to this new kink that she's never even thought about before. She's really fucking into watching it. So, you know, when you're having sex, even DPing, has she ever like tried a plug in while you're having sex, and that element of DPing, if you haven't introduced that, see if it's something she'd be interested in. If you have introduced it, you know, you could maybe role play it, like imagine there's a man with his cock inside your ass with this plug while I'm pounding your pussy, like start talking about it in the bedroom, because she loves watching it. I'm sure she's going to love hearing about it when you're doing the deed.
I think what you need to do is find out why it's a no. That's the thing. Because if it's a no because she doesn't want a stranger, okay, well, what if it was somebody you knew? What if it was a friend? Because that's the thing as well. People would prefer a friend over a stranger. Some people prefer a stranger over a friend. Yeah. Or is it because that's just something that doesn't turn you on, doesn't make you feel good? Is that a no? Oh, no, it does turn you on, but you just have reservations. Okay. Then it's the sexy, not sexy talk. And then I think you do exactly like you've said. I think that's actually a really good way to break down that barrier. And probably she'll see how much that turns you on, that then turns her on, and you should never try and coerce somebody into doing something. But I think definitely, like you've said, opening their eyes to it, giving them the exploration within their imagination and allowing them to see it potentially. You can turn around and say, I won't like that, I won't like that. But then the more you think about something, you're like, you know what, maybe I'm going to try that. And it's not just with sex. It might be, it could be with traveling. Somebody's like, I don't want to go traveling. And then you're like, yeah, but you like watching the traveling videos. You're like, yeah, I like seeing it. I don't want to go there. And then it's like, the more they think about it over time, they're like, you know what, I think actually I do want to go there. Yeah. It's the same kind of thing, but different. But yeah, I think number one is finding out why the no. And you don't have to go in all guns blazing and be like, why don't you want to have a threesome with another man? What the fuck's going on? You can just kind of say like, do you know we've talked about introducing a man before, and I know you're not into it. I just want to understand, because I'm really into it. I just want to know why you're not. And I'm not There's no attack. There's no, I just want to know. And she might give you something that you can then work on and be like, not, sounds like I'm like, break her down. I mean, like, as in something, she might just turn around and say, I actually think you'd be jealous. Maybe she's done it before and her ex-partner years ago got jealous.
Yeah.
And you can be like, that ain't me.
One simple thing here is maybe she doesn't want to get naked in front of anyone else as well.
That could be it.
I've felt like that after we had the baby.
Yeah, after childbirth, completely. Yeah, and then there's the thing. Okay, how do we work this? What would it take for you to be comfortable? Oh, like have a baggy t-shirt on. We can make that work. Or no, I want to get back in shape. Okay, that's cool. Let's look at that. And we're completely like,
we are, but that's very good advice though to
find out
exactly what it is. Or she might consider it cheating. Simple as that. Like,
yeah. But then you can sort of say, I don't think it is, and this is why. And then is having a mature, understanding debate, which we spoke about the other day, actually, just in general. Yeah. I think society's lost its ability to talk to each other and debate and say, I actually disagree with you, but here's why. Tell me why you disagree with me, and then taking on somebody else's points and digesting it and going, actually, I think maybe you're right there. So you have to ensure it doesn't come across like an attack or in any way argumentative, especially if it's a topic that perhaps she feels sensitive about. If you've brought it up before and she feels like, I don't want to do it, I've said no, and now you're kind of trying to push me, you have to be very, very gentle and just say, I just want some clarity so I can put it to bed in my head, or we can discuss it more.
Yeah. And
then maybe if it's still a no, you can say, look, if, like you and I do, we're doing some dirty talk. Do you mind if we kind of imagine it? Because you like watching it on TV. So maybe we just do what you and I do, narrate porn basically, but insert each other in it and be like, yeah, this is how it's going to feel. Do you like that? Do you like this? And yeah, I think there are ways and means, but for sure, find out the why. And if it's a hard no, it's a hard no. I'm sorry. And that's the end of my TED Talk. I feel like I went on for ages then.
I think you just repeated everything I said.
I think it was much clearer when I said it. All right. What's next?
Me and my partner have a very big height difference. He is very tall by all standards, duck through a door frame kind of tall, and I am just barely over 5 foot. Because of the height difference, things just don't line up easily, making certain positions like standing up very difficult to achieve without a major leg workout from him, or risking a tumble off a rickety step stool for me. I also feel like we miss out on some opportunities of intimacy because when I'm on top, in order to be low enough to have sex, I simply can't reach to kiss, get close to his face while he lays on his back comfortably. Do you have any suggestions on some positions to try, or how to modify some positions to make them more achievable?
Oh shit! You go? So I'm gonna have to think about that.
Yeah, I mean, I actually do have quite a bit of advice here.
Go for it.
I'm trying to picture a position that they're having sex in my head.
It just went toxic, and you're like, break up with him.
So I guess instead of that kind of standard on top position that you're describing, because I can understand, if he's laid down flat, you can't reach him. Mm-hmm. Propping him up with some pillows a bit, because having that arch in his back is naturally going to bring him closer to your face. So he's kind of as if your bed was an armchair, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I was about to say, or just be in a chair.
Yeah, well, that's going to be harder because
on a sofa,
yeah. That would be probably the easiest way to kiss. And I guess same applies for you when, you're a missionary, you be propped up. Again, that bend in your back is bringing you closer to his face, so you can have that intimacy. Pillows can be shitty because they can just slide all around the bed. But have you ever thought about them intimacy pillows?
I was about to say, I'm pretty sure there's a company who does, or there's companies who create pillows for these kinds of things. You can
get them in most sex stores. I'm pretty sure Pulse and Cocktails actually have intimacy pillows.
Pulse and Cocktails, hit them up. IOTK, 15% off.
But yeah, start with pillows. I'm imagining you must have done this kind of stuff, but
me.
No.
Oh, them. I was going to say.
The lady who sent us this message.
I wish I was that tall.
But they're just two standard positions I can think of by bringing them up a bit closer, bringing that bend in the back so you're kind of meeting.
Yeah, I think that's fair. What did she say about standing? We've done standing like twice.
But you just held me. I wasn't standing. You were standing.
Yeah, a serious leg workout for him. Do they mean like standing doggy? Yeah, because that would be him crouched, right?
Yeah. So, making certain positions like standing up very difficult. I mean, people have sex like that, don't they? They kind of have. Do you know? I'm trying to make legs. These are two legs.
I understand, and they kind of scissored.
Okay, whatever. So I guess that's what she means by stand. Like shower.
Don't get angry
up against the shower wall sex kind of position. That's probably difficult. But then all he needs to do there, you're a petite woman. You hold on to the back of his neck. He brings your fucking legs up and fucks you like a sex swing.
That's what we did.
Yeah.
Like your legs were pretty much over my arms. My arms were up and you had your hands around my neck. And it was actually amazing because it was like your vagina was a door knocker and I was just pounding into it. It was fucking amazing.
But surely that's an easier position as well.
I think that there's definitely workarounds. I think the pillow thing's great. I actually think that's a really good idea. Raising either of you up, it is like you kind of meet.
Yeah.
That you end up closer. And I think when she's saying standing, the only thing I can think of is standing doggy.
And that must be difficult for him.
He's crouched down, and that's why it's like a serious leg workout, or she's up. Mm-hmm. But that again, you get on all fours on a higher area.
Kitchen counter.
I was just thinking kitchen counter, but also just bed.
Yeah.
You can bring your legs together, elevate yourself a little bit higher. I mean, you might have to dip down a little bit, but you can still get that.
But who doesn't in the doggy position anyway?
Exactly. You still get that. You still achieve the goal. I think it's just going to require some tools. I don't think there's actually like a fixed position. I think you're going to need some assistance with it. Or no, I don't think reverse cowgirl or you like laying on his chest is going to work.
Well, I think the thing for her here is intimacy, isn't it? She wants to be able to kiss him and have that intimate moment without him like bending like a prawn or her coming all the way off his dick to give him a kiss.
Yeah, I get that. I get it. I still think there's going to be tools involved. I think intimacy pillows. I think,
Positions wise, like you said, I don't think there are any positions. It's all about just tweaking things to fit your height differences.
Yeah, I've never been with somebody so short. That's been an issue.
They'd have to be a midget. I didn't mean it like how you've just taken it.
You did, because listen to how you're laughing. Everyone can fucking hear you. Everyone can hear the malice that was in that statement and the fact that you made full eye contact with me when you said it with the biggest smile.
Because I knew how you'd take it.
You knew what you were doing there. I'm 5'11" and it kills me, and I think I'm shrinking. It really upsets me.
Stop.
I'm 5'11", maybe 5'10" now.
Oh, you're making me sweat.
Honestly, it's you don't know what it is. I said to somebody the other day, how tall are you? And they were like the same height. He's like, oh yeah, I'm like 5'11", 5'10" and a half, 5'11". I was like, yeah, me too. I was like, doesn't it kill you to not be in the 6 foot club? And he was like, brother, it's a curse. Because it makes you a 6 foot feel like 4 inches taller than you. 6 foot just feels bigger. Stressing. I don't want to talk about it anymore. I can't believe you did that on the podcast. I can't believe you've baited me out like that. I can't believe it. We're meant to be in love. And I have to be absolute... Oh, fuck you.
I don't even have to say anything more. You're just snowballing.
Anyway. Back to the problem. I think you're just going to need some tools. I think there's got to be like somebody on Instagram or something that's like big and small, Surely.
Yeah.
If not, there's your way into like becoming social media influencers. This is how we fuck. Or OnlyFans, I don't know.
You happy?
Yeah, but barely. I'm very aware of my height right now. Oh look, the camera has to be zoomed in more on me so I look taller. Fucking hell. Come on, next one.
So this week we are moving on to a new segment. So we've been doing the quiz on my face.
Yep.
And we said we would do it for 10 rounds each. So we've now completed that. And on the next episode, we will be
discussing the results.
Is that
because you haven't totaled up the results yet?
Yeah. And I haven't chosen the forfeit either. So
we're going to spin the wheel.
We came up with loads of ideas. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, okay.
So in replacement, 10 rounds each.
Well, the quiz will come back. We're just going to not just have the same thing every single week.
So we've gone with Filthy Fortunes.
You gave me the quickest synopsis of this before we started recording. You were like, you know Family Fortunes? Sex. I was like, okay.
Sexy Family Fortunes.
So explain it to me and everybody, please.
So in Family Fortunes, they have a round where they go out and ask 100 members of the public a question like, what's your most favourite thing to spread on toast? Or what do you think the most popular thing to spread on toast?
Marmite. Nutella.
Okay. There you go. Okay, cool. It's not the question.
Butter.
Not the
butter. Yeah. Obviously it's butter. Fucking hell.
So they take them 100 answers.
Do I get the points?
No, not yet. Oh. And then it's the contestants go to guess what they think the most popular.
And they do like top 5, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
So we're doing the same. But we're going to ask a sexy question. We're going to ask you guys on our Instagram. You're going to vote on. No, you're going to send us a message. You'll see. Go look at the Instagram. It's on there.
I'm confused. I mean, when we do the polls, we get like thousands of.
Exactly.
So it is a good sample size.
So let's just roll into it, and we'll all get the gist of it.
As we go. Let's go.
So this week we asked, name something that kills the mood instantly. So you've got 5 guesses to guess the 5, and each 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is going to be pointed in a different way.
Okay. My first guess?
Go for it.
A fart.
No, it's not on there.
Do I get 3 guesses?
You get 5.
I get 5. Okay, so that's 1. Oh shit, I was so convinced that was going to work. Oh God, somebody walking in.
No.
Oh shit. This is fucking hard, you know. I thought this was going to be easy. What kills the mood? What would kill the mood? Saying your ex's name.
No.
Okay, no, that people didn't say that. What kills the mood? This is really hard.
You got 2 more to answer.
I know. I feel I'm like under pressure right now.
Good. That's the game show.
What? I don't like it. What kills the mood?
Come on, top 5.
I've given you 3 absolute blinders.
Yeah, but these need to be the top 5 most commonly said. Not kind of what you think kills the mood, what you think the general public most commonly say kills the mood instantly.
A phone call.
No. You got 1 more try.
How is that not on the list? Somebody phoning you mid-sex can be like...
I guess 100%, but is it going to happen as often?
It's happened to me.
Go on, you got 1 more.
Fuck me. Honestly, I'm so stumped. Because they're really good answers, and if they're not on there, now I'm trying to think outside of the box.
No, think so far into the box, because they're going to be the most commonly
getting
asked.
A phone call is in the box.
Yeah, but it's not.
It's in the box.
Right, this is terrible for you.
It's not. I've got 1 more. Don't fucking rob me of my 1 more. No lube.
No.
Running out of lube.
No. Okay.
That's just really hard.
Name something that kills the mood instantly. Now, the most commonly...
Go for number 5 up.
Okay. Least common. What? Stuffed toys on the bed.
Fuck off.
Number 4.
You use them to clean up afterwards.
Bad sexual hygiene. Number 3. Too much focus on their own pleasure. Number 2, silence. And the most common thing that kills mood instantly for people is bad breath.
I am a dumb little boy.
Okay. Luckily for you, we have 1 more. So we're going to do 2 every week. Okay, so you can redeem yourself here.
I don't know. I'm still stressing.
We've got nil points on the first one.
Cool, yeah, brilliant. Okay, I'm pretty sure I won the quiz though, so fuck you.
You'll find this one easier.
Okay.
Now, when I say you've, I mean the public and not you.
I get it, yeah.
Name something you've used as a safe word.
Pineapple.
It's the top one.
Oh, come on.
You get 15 points for that.
Okay. Shall I write this down? I feel like
we'll write on our whiteboard after. Okay.
So pineapple's number 1.
Yeah, you've got 4 more guesses.
I feel like they're all like fruits and vegetables.
Okay.
And food. Bananas.
It's number 4.
I could tell.
I could tell.
Of course it is. I could tell.
So that's 3 points.
Okay. Sausages.
No.
Okay.
It's a good one.
It was all right.
2 more.
Oh, trifle.
No. You got one more.
Oh shit. What's it gonna be? Apples.
No. So
I got 2 though. Pretty
you did
buzzing
get
with
2.
that.
So the least common, stop.
Well, that's not a safe word, is it? That's part of the fucking
Apparently
thing.
people use a safe word.
That's terrible.
Then we got banana.
Yep, your boy.
Then we've got butterfly.
Okay, all right, yeah.
And then we've got red.
Of course. I should have known that.
And then pineapple.
I should have known red. I should have known. I've seen it somewhere. Maybe, is it in 50 Shades of Grey?
Maybe, I don't know.
She said, I think something like that. I remember like reading it and being like, oh, that's a clever thing. Because it's not something you'd say. It's simple, it's quick.
Yeah. Apart from, can you grab my red toy over there?
Well, I don't know. I'm so confused. No, I really like that segment though. That was really good fun.
Good. So this week we've got a confession.
Oh, nice.
I know you like a little confession.
I love a confession.
So, my girlfriend has this older guy friend I've always been a bit jealous of. He's not conventionally attractive, kind of overweight, not exactly my idea of charming, but he oozes confidence. And for some reason, women seem to love him, including her. She knows I don't really vibe with him. We've crossed paths plenty, and to be honest, I think he's kind of creepy and an old flirt. But she's always brushed it off. A few weeks ago, we had friends over at our place. Small living room, not a lot of seating. When more guests arrived, I got up to grab some chairs from the kitchen. I came back with 2 and found him sitting in my spot on the couch with her on his lap. She looked right at me and said, "It's okay, you can just bring 1 now. We made extra room." I was stunned, humiliated, but also incredibly turned on.
Oh no, I knew that was going to go there.
She stayed on his lap for quite a while, and the 2 of them played it off like it was no big deal. Just casual, friendly, but I couldn't stop watching. Later that night, once everyone had gone, she asked me how it made me feel. I told her the truth. It turned me on more than I expected. She smirked, and she said she could feel he was turned on too, and casually reminded me that he's old enough to be her dad. Then she asked if I'd be okay with her sleeping with him sometime, if I wasn't too jealous. I told her I would be jealous, and that's exactly what makes it hotter.
God damn, I need more. Don't look at me now. Keep reading.
I need an update.
Yeah, give us an update. That's wild.
And this is what we talk about, that shame and the horny are so closely linked.
I was like, my guy's going to go in and throw hands. I don't know how this is going to be about sex. I don't get it. And then, okay.
Yeah.
I'd want to watch. If I'm in that place and I'm like, I want to be jealous, jealousy turns me on, I'd want to watch it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But she's obviously wanted to fuck him for a while.
He's got that charm, hasn't he? He's got that charisma, confidence.
Goes distance.
Oh, yes.
What's next? I like that, and that's it's trouble in that I like that.
Are you getting a little chub down there?
No, I don't want to talk about it.
Right, oops, wrong hole.
Yeah, let's do oops, wrong hole, please.
Okay, we got some big ones this week, so bear with.
Okay.
All right, so I've been talking to this girl for a couple of weeks. Nothing too deep, mostly just flirting, sexting, and trading wild ideas. You know the kind. She made it very clear she was into long sessions, toys, excitement, and she said I could do anything to her. So when we finally locked in a dinner date, I already knew what the night was going to look like. The steak was just foreplay. We barely made it through dessert before she was whispering filthy things in my ear. We head back to hers, crack open the bottle of wine, and barely 2 sips in, we're all over each other. Clothes coming off, tongues everywhere. She drops to her knees and gives me the most intense blowjob of my life. I mean, like she's trying to suck an ice cube through a straw. Sloppy, messy, mascara down her chin, talking to the balls like they're long lost friends. I'm in heaven.
Why is she talking to his balls?
I don't think he means talking. I don't know what he means.
I don't know.
She pulls me into the bedroom, lays back, legs open like a buffet, and starts putting on a show. Full eye contact, fingers working overtime. I'm stood at the edge of the bed with my dick in my hand like I've just discovered religion.
People's ways of describing things are fucking incredible.
Then she says, go into the basket next to the bed and pick a toy out for me. I'm thinking this woman is an angel, a disgusting, wonderful angel. So I reach down, find the basket, and that's when everything changes. I pull out a rabbit vibe at first. Looks decent until I spot it. Crust. Like weird grey crusty bits all over it.
Oh no.
You know that dried up mystery goop that only comes from bad decisions and zero soap?
No.
Yeah, that. I slide it back, trying not to gag, and grab a rainbow dildo. Maybe this one's safe. Nope, crustier.
No.
At this point I'm getting the ick, but I go for a final Hail Mary, one of those little rose clip suckers. Crust again.
Fucking kidding me.
Like old lady Duke has fossiled on it.
Oh.
I'm talking Jurassic discharge.
Oh no. No. No.
So now I'm panicking. I can't say anything. I don't want to ruin the moment, but my dick is already starting to think it's taxes instead of sex. I say, maybe the best toy tonight is me. Try to pivot, go down on her, give her my best. I mean, I really commit. But in the back of my mind, all I can see are those crusty graveyard toys sitting there like haunted sex relics. My brain's running the health frisks like a WebMD page.
Yeah.
My dick is officially in witness protection. I try to push through. I really try, but it's no good. I eventually have to stop and admit defeat. I couldn't stay hard. I just couldn't get past the crust. We didn't have sex that night. We didn't have a second date. And now I have PTSD anytime I see a silicone toy that isn't factory sealed. Oh, it's awful.
I thought it was going to go traditional. She shit on his dick or something like that. Not that. That's... Oh. And
it's gross.
I get it. That would put me off.
It'll be in your head.
Oh, completely. And the thing is, I'm thinking, you're happy to use these.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get an infection. This isn't going to be good for either of us.
Yeah, I think you'd go a bit OCD with that.
The fact that he went down on her, he's a hero. Whoever you are, just DM us so I can just send you a salute. Like, that is crazy. I cannot believe that.
Yeah. I mean,
clean your
please,
toys,
people. Clean your toys. And you know what? We've got a really good toy cleaning spray from Pulse and Cocktails in the bedroom.
Pulse and Cocktails, absolutely.
Get over there. It's cheap as chips.
We are going to review some toys as well soon.
Clean toys.
Well, they'll be clean afterwards.
Okay. Next one.
Okay.
When I was a young lad, ripe old age of 14, it was 2006. Casino Royale had just hit the cinemas and everyone was going mental for it.
He Googled that. I don't believe he knew that's when Casino Royale came out.
You'll find out in a minute.
Oh, fuck, okay.
Daniel Craig, parkour, sweaty intensity, the birth of the new Bond. Everyone I knew was seeing it, except me. Why? Because my mum, absolute tyrant, wouldn't take me. Cheers, mum. I was at that magical age where you were finally trusted to be home alone for hours without setting fire to the place or drowning yourself in the bath. Summer holidays were rolling in, and as a single mum, mine was obviously going to be working straight through it, which meant one thing. My first proper solo summer. Big boy hours, big dick energy, home alone, the world, my oyster.
14, home alone, big dick energy.
So, school's out. Are you okay?
It's just giving me Nick from Big Mouth vibes. Yeah. Big dick boy. Oh, my stomach's hurting already. Go on, sorry.
So, school's out. I'm riding that freedom high and my mum, bless her, tries to make up for the whole not taking me to see Casino Royale thing by surprising me with a bootleg DVD, one of those legendary market stall specials. filmed in a cinema, shaky cam, audience coughing in the background, probably illegal in at least 3 countries, not quite the IMAX experience. But she tried. Genuinely sweet effort. Day 1 of the summer holidays, I'm home alone, living the dream. Microwave popcorn popping because yes, I was a multi-talented culinary king even then. DVD goes in, volume up, curtains down, lights off, full ematic experience engaged. And then, boom, tits, vag, balls, more tits, cock, full penetration, arseholes. The entire alphabet of genitals is suddenly being pummeled onto my mum's 30-inch TV. I don't know why that's tickled me.
Okay.
Turns out the dodgy Casino Royale DVD she'd picked up was just a LimeWire greatest hits porno compilation with maybe one still image of Daniel Craig somewhere near the menu screen. And me, I was thrilled.
Obviously.
It was the greatest day of my life. I spent the next 6 weeks yanking my meat like it owed me money. The sun would rise, I'd watch Casino Royale. The postman would arrive, I would watch Casino Royale. Mum would get home and ask how my day was. Just watching Casino Royale again, Mum, so good. And she'd smile, proud, and tell everyone how it was my favourite film. And now I'm in my 30s. I've brought girlfriends home. I've sat at the kitchen table while she looks them in the eye and says, has he made you watch Casino Royale yet? He loves that film. And every single time I have to sit there knowing the truth. I didn't fall in love with Casino Royale because of Bond. I fell in love with it because of anal in 420p. And I don't think I'll ever have the heart to tell her.
Oh my God. You gotta tell her. I would. I think that'd be fucking hilarious.
I think she'd die inside.
Yeah, it'd be fucking hilarious. I hope you still got the DVD. I think there's something special about your first porn DVD. And he sounds similar age to me. Oh, he is a little bit younger than me, but not much. Yeah. There was like something special. I remember the first time I put it in my PS2. Put it on.
Did you?
Yeah. And I was like, oh, that's actual sex.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I was a virgin then. I think I'd had sex. And I was like, fuck. Oh my God, that dick's fully going in. Talking about being a culinary expert.
Go on.
Just to go off on a tangent, it sprung up in my mind. I would have been around that age, same thing. I was like, trusted home alone. My mum used to work late. My brother, I don't know where the fuck he was. And I used to, this is how dumb kids are. This is how dumb I was.
Yeah.
We used to get like sweets from the cash and carry because my mum used to do some stuff for like a corner shop. That sounds weird. She used to work there. So we used to get the cash and carry card and we used to buy pots of sweets, like the penny sweets. And I used to get the really long worms, the long jelly worms. And I used to like melt in them just to the point of melting and then I'd eat them. Right.
I don't know where this is going.
So I used to put them on a metal spoon so it was ready to eat, put it in the microwave and then put them on. And it was only when I got older I realised I must have timed it so close to just blowing up microwaves.
Oh,
I used to do it all the time.
I feel like that's just something you were told as a kid. Don't put fucking cutlery in the microwave. Don't put anything metal in the microwave. It will blow the house up.
No, I didn't. I wasn't told that. And I didn't know. I genuinely didn't really think about it until probably about 10 years ago. And I was like, oh, you know what? I shouldn't have done that. I knew I shouldn't have when I was 10 years ago, but I didn't think about it. And I was like, I used to put spoons in the microwave, big tablespoons with the worm curled up in the spoon bit, and I used to watch it through the door. If it blew, I'm lucky to be alive.
Yeah, that blowed in your face.
Yeah, not in the good way, but yeah, that's just an insight into Luke. Okay, you happy with that one?
Uh-huh.
Right, let's move on to Would You Rather?
Yeah. I'm asking you this week.
Okay, good.
Because I know you wouldn't have prepared anything.
I've got nothing. I know, I know it's your time because of the sexy family fortunes. I can't remember what you called it.
Filthy fortunes.
Filthy fortunes, sorry.
All right then. Would you rather only be able to orgasm by looking at pictures of your ex?
Why is it always my ex?
Or only be able to orgasm by a toilet bowl view video of your significant other doing their business?
The latter.
What?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. Because I still get to see your vagina and butthole.
And you men are weird.
What would you write? You want to look at your ex?
I don't want to look at what goes on in the toilet for you.
Yeah, but it'll make you come. It's going to make you come hard. Hard.
No, I don't think I could do that.
So you'd look at
No, I
ex?
don't want to look at... Oh, no.
You've done it to yourself. Don't look at me like, oh, no, what have you done to me? You've done this.
Well, this is for you to answer, not me.
All right, in all seriousness, it's a toughie. The thing is, do I enjoy looking at it? Or is it just the thing to get me off? I just can't.
It's just to get you off. You haven't got to enjoy it.
Okay. It's probably looking at my ex then.
Yeah.
Yeah. Although I still would like to see your vagina and then just squint. Just squint when the business happens.
Just do that over the screen, like over the top half.
But then maybe I'm into scat. I don't know.
This is true.
I don't know. I've never dabbled.
I just can't see you being into it.
No? I'm into some freaky shit.
This is true. You're very open-minded.
Yeah. But no, I think I'd just go with the ex. I think it's not ideal. But I think that's where we've got to go. I think it's just what we got to do there.
Yeah.
We got to do it because if I'm definitely not into scat, which I don't think I am,
then it'd be
going
awful.
to be really, yeah. And also then I've got to look at you and be like, saw you pooping earlier.
Yeah.
Made me come. I didn't feel good.
I need a shower. I feel dirty.
Yeah. Yeah, I think just looking at my ex, and you would just have to understand, oh, I'm sorry, I need to do this.
Yeah, I'd probably do the same.
Yeah.
I just can't. I don't think I can.
No, I don't blame you. I don't
Not
blame
you.
Not me. No.
Not a boy.
I have bad bowels. Okay, it's not my fault.
Hey, you outed that. I didn't.
No, I know, but I think it was insinuated. I had to get ahead of the story before it got like launched by the Daily Star or something. You know. Right, you happy with that, my love?
Happy.
I enjoyed that one. That wasn't fun. So that was good.
Good.
All right. Right, guys, head over to iotk.fun if you've got anything to submit, if any of the stories have like tickled you or you need any advice, anything like that, hit us up. Get onto the socials, Ironing Out the Kinks on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube.
Yeah.
Chelsea's mouthing it to me. And Reddit. Hit up our Reddit as well.
Yeah, on Reddit.
There's some good stuff on Reddit as well from the IOTK pod. Or what is it? Iron Out the Kinks pod.
Yeah.
Yeah, Iron Out the Kinks pod. We've got stuff over there you can submit to. Don't forget, hit up Patreon. Even if you're unsure, first episode's free. It's on us. So you can go and listen to exactly how it's laid out.
Exactly. And no card details need to be inputted to receive that episode.
Exactly. And yeah, guys, stay happy and keep fucking.
Bye.
Bye.